Hey guys, 412 Sports Cards here today, back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about how you should be operating in kind of this stagnant priced card market we have. So over the summer, as you know, there was the huge run up in prices, obviously very good for the investor. In kind of early September, end of August area, we saw kind of a pretty steep drop off in prices. Honestly, not the worst for the investor because that kind of volatility could give you the chance to sell out and buy at a lower price. But the stagnant market is often the worst case scenario for the investor because there's no price movement that's happening in the market to be capitalizing on and making profits. So I'm going to go over some strategies that I have for how to deal with with the stagnant market as both an investor and a collector that are helping me get through, helping me make money, and helping me stay motivated and excited in the hobby. So I guess the first tip is that you should really be focusing on day trading less, holding more. I think previously when the market was so hot, cards were jumping like crazy. Cards like these LeBrons, if we could flash ourselves back into early August, and it was the NBA Finals, I'd be loading up on these in anticipation of a sale after the finals because cards were just so hot, reacting to performance so fast. Think Bol in that scrimmage game. I know that's like a meme, but it's true. I mean, his cards went nuts, and even like the beginnings of like Tyler Hero starting to get some hype. I mean, cards moved so fast back then, and it was much more profitable to do that day trade type strategy. But right now in today's market, even with LeBron winning a finals, I don't anticipate this kind of card to get movement. And for me, cards like these Lakers, LeBrons, are only really day trade type plays. I don't see them as long-term plays. So if there's not going to be a short-term spike, I'd rather just buy, stuff to hold, like this Bowman rookie in a PSA 9. It's a pretty nice card I wouldn't mind having for a long time. And I think just buying stuff that you're comfortable holding for the longer run is a better strategy in a stagnant market when those short-term flips, especially short-term flips like that mosaic I showed, that I think a lot of people would agree probably won't have long-term value, is probably best to be staying away from those in a stagnant market. Somewhere I've looked to generate some more profit really is grading. I've definitely turned to grading a lot. You got stuff like these Tatums. These were like day trade. They were flip with playoffs candidates, but I mean the market kind of cooled off as the playoffs got going. Never really got the chance to get the return that I wanted on these, so I thought I'll just hold them, and I took my 2 best copies, and I'm getting them ready to send off to PSA. You got to be willing, with this kind of strategy, to be willing to grade what you have. With these, I'm happy with 9s. There's money to be made on 9s. So it's also kind of like the hold variety if you think about it, because like I'm going to be, if I send these out on a 20-day, they'll probably be gone until the start of 2021. I mean, I'm okay with that, but it's kind of the hold strategy. It kind of forces you to hold, which a blessing and a curse. But yeah, I mean, other stuff like this, I bought this. I was just going to keep it raw. It's the Silver Emergent from 2018 Prism Luca. I was going to keep it raw, but I mean, I knew it looked clean. I knew it looked like a candidate for a 10. Profits are drying up. They're harder to come by in a lot of other areas of the market. It just made sense to send this type of thing in for grading to create some more value. You gotta be willing to adapt, especially when the market starts to, the prices start to stagnate a little bit. Grading can be, although it's not, a lot of times it costs a lot of money, takes a long time. Sure, no one's going to doubt that it's a way to make a lot of money. So that's definitely something I've been interested in. I guess another thing is that with the prices kind of being steady across the board, I'm not like tracking like prices of stuff like this Tatum. Instead, I have time to be looking through my collection box and trying to clear out some of the clutter, some of the stuff that's like $10 or less that I didn't have the time to move before, but I do now. So I guess we'll start. I mean, it's a lot for me, I haven't been in basketball that long, so a lot of it's stuff like this Byron Buxton. I bought this in 2015, Post-hype guys are probably the best place to start. I wouldn't go clearing out, your 2018, 2019 rookies because, a lot of those guys could still pop. But definitely these post-hype guys. Luis Urias, mixed feelings. But like this Verdugo, I mean, these guys are a little bit of like post-hype, so the values probably are not going to pop that much. And I had a guy respond to me in my YouTube comments yesterday saying about how, we were talking about how taking losses is good, and he was saying, that, and we agreed that, investing in these young guys is so fun, but it's kind of like gambling. And he's like, well, you can be smart, and the gambler would just ride these guys out until they're zero, but the savvy investor would know that when there was no chance for significant price recovery, and they just move the cards. That's kind of what I'm preaching here. Guys like this Byron Buxton, this thing could go to zero, eventually, long run, like as more and more time passes. I mean, obviously not 0-0, but I mean, this stuff just keeps dropping if they're not popular names and they just get further and further from the public eye. So now's a great time to start clearing out some stuff like that. I think there's never been a better time. Prices might be a little low, but you've got the time on your hands to do it now in your hobby life. So I think going for that is something that's really smart. Another thing I've been doing is I've been kind of filtering through some of the lower end cards I've got for PSA grading, like this RJ Barrett debut, this Tyler Hero debut. I mean, these are not prime grading candidates. Maybe the Tyler Hero, neither one of them checked out, but, and then like this Will to Win LeBron, like this is just a cheap mosaic insert, but in a 10 they go for decent money, and if you've got clean copies, worth sending them off. I mean, it's not going to generate exorbitant returns, but I mean, it's some returns for you nonetheless, and I think that's, you just got to get creative. You got to branch out, and you got to start making moves like this, grading some lower end stuff that's in clean condition. And like I said, you got time to be looking through your card box, so you can find that stuff. Now, I'm going to kind of transition here. The hobby and investing, I think that part of what makes it so great in why I get so much enjoyment out of it is because I have so much fun doing it. And what that means to me is that at a time like this, when you're going through, you're clearing out a lot of the clutter in your box, it doesn't mean that you should be selling all of your favorite cards. If there are cards that mean a lot to you, like this Jaren Pink Ice, would I consider a Pink Ice to be the best investment? No. Do I love this card, and is it of like my favorite player? Yeah. I mean, there's no way I'm going to sell stuff like this. It's a cool card, and it means a lot to me. I remember buying it from my LCS in like a bargain box when it was like $5. Like, cool stuff like that is not worth selling. Let me see here 1 second if I can dig up something else. Yeah, here it is. Like this, I found this in my box. Like this Xander Bogaerts 14 Finest Rookie Auto. I thought about selling it. It's probably like $70, but like, I guess this would be like clutter. But this has like this card personally I identify a lot with and meant a lot to the PC when I first got it. Like I pulled the non-auto version, just the out of 99 refractor rookie in a pack. It was the first ever like $10 pack I'd bought at an LCS. Like it was a big deal for me. So I identify a lot with that card. So you don't want to be forcing yourself to move stuff like that because it just takes away so much of the enjoyment from the hobby. And one, I mean, I think it's good to have fun. And two, if you take away that fun, I think it's also going to take away your desire to be an investor in cards. And, with that in mind, I think it's going to take away your chance to make profits off this area where there's a lot of money to be made. So it's nice to occasionally, you just got to treat yourself every now and then. And another way that I'm thinking about doing that right now, and, encouraging yourself to stay motivated, is that when you're investing, you can invest in cards that are not the premier card if it's a card you like more. For example, I forget what year it is. It might be 69 or 67 is the Kareem traditional rookie. It's a tall boy. Doesn't say Bucks on it. I think he has a practice jersey on. It's not my favorite card, the appearance. So instead I got into this first like common sized Kareem, which is a 72 tops. It's like his first regular size card. Is it the premier investment vehicle? No. Is it a card that I enjoy more? Yeah. And it should still go up if the overall vintage market and the overall Kareem market go up. I still have access to, generating the returns if Kareem cards start going up. Maybe it might be slightly less. It probably will move second. The tall boy first tops will probably move first. But, sometimes it's okay to not be in the best investment ever, and that's perfectly fine. And it's all about enjoying the ride. And this is a card that I'll definitely enjoy more, and can definitely still have the potential to get me very similar returns to what the original, with the 69 tall boy, I think it is, Kareem could get me. Anyways, I hope that helped. I'm bad, and I forgot to mention to like, comment, and subscribe at the beginning, but please do all those things. I'm very bad at that. I just like to get right into it and talk with you guys about cards. But yeah, I mean, this was just a summary. If you guys have any other ideas about how to deal with stagnant prices, I mean, I'm just saying you just got to be innovating, clear out clutter. It's a good time to do it. You got time on your hands, look degrading, and don't forget to have fun while you're at it. Anyways, I'll catch you next time.